Awishabaa from the fairy kingdoms, and for whom it shall be told. We of the fairy kind have traits you could say which are dandy and free. To say this only mimics that to which mirrors it back, to create that space, which gives chase to a stubborn lie to thee, that can only give way to an understanding of the consciousness tree. Our message through want of play, on this fairy day is one, that surpasses the fickle to only tickle, that which has it in their array. To glow with might and fairy delight one must be in the ray of tickle, not of the fickle, for the fickle is a shadow of the ray of tickle and so cannot be seen, felt or heard, and so to be seen, felt, or heard is that of the mimic, that of the clown, which tricks with a frown. It is a twist to be sure, and have it no more as they say, for to be fickle is in fact not a play nor a ray but a space, that can only be created and sustained by those that tickle, for in fickle the tickle is not to fickle, whereas in tickle the trickle is not being fickle but being aware that it is the fickle. Now that's the only fickle in tickle, otherwise the tickle wouldn't tickle. Welcome to the hypo-dome of interdimensional play. There is no smoke without fire and no fire without smoke. One on either side shifts the interdimensional stride, to be in all places where one can be, and so to fill in the eternal bliss of identity one should gather no moss, when moss is already gathered. Awareness is key, not the identity. Shifting a reality takes one of the merry. For the merry cleverly sherry the toppings of quantum mushrooms, in whom inherit the earth and all her bloom. Inward bound we become, outward bound we produce the ray of quantum hurray. For in what other way can the might of right be aware of its rightful place, for in judgment of right takes the quantum flight, over the threshold of those that sway the eternal play of jewel and display. For what is right for you takes a sovereign bite off the gum tree at night, to be chewed around and spat to the ground. That is the flight of right, for in it pours the growth of future seeds of a nature with a quantum maker. For without quantum there is no evolution, no expansion. In DNA it is restored and born anew once more, to explore the threshold tree of consciousness with fruits that create the new roots. Activate your tickle now and give rise to that kundallini in thee, and step out of the illusory. And not to bore with a snore, the no more, we shall create and state on the fairy plate, a date, that sets a shape in your horizon to a golden hue that refreshes the new. For the time being's in the solstice wind of summer light bound a reckoning, that brings with it no shortage of en-slumbered souls, to reawaken to brightness without any shyness, a force of thee that co-creates out of the illusory. Be at one with this play, and may it create in your day a drum, to beat the fairy veins in circle and in dance. To a new dynamic of interplay with us, from not that far away, only in sheer density the beat of our dance is missed. Now that beat will be longer and quicker for you to hear and play. Be as it may, and Awishabaa in your play. Blessings and jigging it up from the fairy kingdoms. Awishabaa.